George Bush is on Sky News with Adam Bolton, who does a marvelous interview with him. Get a load of a couple of things. One, how ridiculous George Bush sounds, which is normal. Number two, how much smarter Adam Bolton sounds. Number three, just it's so bad, it's almost humorous, as always, with George Bush. Let's listen.
I mean, you've talked a lot about freedom. I've heard you talk about freedom, I think, every time I've seen you.
Yes.
And yet there are those who would say, look, let's take Guantanamo Bay and Abu Ghraib and rendition and all those things. And to them, that is the complete opposite of freedom.
Of course, if you want to slander America, you can look at it one way. But you go down, what you need to do, I think I suggested you do this at a press conference. You go down there to Guantanamo and take a look at how these prisoners are treated. And they're working it through our court systems. We are a land of law.
But the Supreme Court have just said, ruled against what you've been doing down there.
But the district court didn't, and the appellate court didn't.
The Supreme Court's supreme, isn't it?
It is. And I accept their verdict. I don't agree with their verdict.
Man, I don't know, honestly, if there's an American journalist who would have said that. I'm sure there are, but television journalists. Can you imagine Wolf Blitzer saying it?
Oh.
But the Supreme Court, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
Supreme Court supreme. What do you say?
But you know what? That's the 90% of the problem for these interviews in America, right? Which is that they don't have the capacity to ask follow-up questions. I just flat out don't think they have the capacity for it. I don't think they're listening to the answers. I don't think they have enough knowledge to do a proper follow-up question. They go with the questions that their producers have written for them
I think
in
this
advance.
Is
it was a good follow-up question because he said, well, the district court and the appellate court agreed with us. But that's irrelevant because the Supreme Court said you were wrong, right? I mean, that's the way the system works. And almost no American journalist would have followed up with that. But it wasn't just that. And I know he's got limited time here, so he can't follow up on everything. But Bush said, just go down to Guantanamo Bay and you'll see they're treated fine. But actually, for a great majority of the time, Guantanamo Bay was open, especially the times where we were torturing people, we didn't allow anyone to go down to Guantanamo Bay. And because we were torturing them down there.
You can't go down to Guantanamo Bay and say, yeah, let me see the torture.
Yeah, can you open that out for me?
They say it's not that bad. I'd like to have a look.
All right, let's go to clip number 2 here of Adam Bolton's interview on Sky News with George Bush.
And it's not what I was doing down there. This was a law passed by our United States Congress that I worked with the Congress to get passed and signed into law.
It looked like an attempt to bypass the Constitution to a certain extent.
This is a law passed, Adam. We passed a law. Bypassing the Constitution means that we did something, outside the bounds of the Constitution. We went to the Congress and got a piece of legislation passed. And so
which is now being struck down.
It is. And I accept what the Supreme Court did. I necessarily don't have to agree with it. And my only point to you is that, we certainly wish Abu Ghraib hadn't happened, but that should not reflect, America. This was the actions of some soldiers. That doesn't show the heart and soul of America. What shows the heart and soul of America is the sacrifice of our troops willing to defend our country and liberate 50 million people, or the generosity of America when it comes to providing money for HIV/AIDS in Africa, or the fact that America feeds more of the hungry in the world than any other country. That's the true America.
By the way, always a classy move to blame the soldiers.
Always.
Yeah. Oh, torture. I know we got the memo saying we authorized it from up top. But you know what? It was just a bad few soldiers who did it. Imagine if a Democrat said that about the troops.
Yeah.
You're denigrating the troops.
But
how dare you?
I like, because, of course, you get into the area of constitutional law, and this is an area where the president is hopeless. He's drowning. He's a drowning man. He's floundering. He's flying. Somebody throw me a raft. Laura, for the love of God, pull him out. She's sitting right next to him. But he's like, no, it was a law. We tried to go outside the Constitution. And that's what you asked. Sorry, no, I don't. Let me show you. America treats people with AIDS. I mean,
can we stop talking about the Constitution?
Didn't he say exactly what the guy was asking?
No, he repeated himself as he always does. He said, in order to be within the law, we are within the law because it's within the law. We passed the law. Okay, and then furthermore, on the Constitution, we can't be outside of the Constitution if we're within the bounds of the Constitution. By the way, just to be absolutely clear, the Supreme Court said, no, you're not. You're not within the bounds of the Constitution.